Hello, and I welcome you to the UPSC Prelims Chaturya series of Shantha Lakshmi IAS Academy, where we would be discussing daily 5 Prelims MCQs from the daily news of the Hindu, Indian Express, and PIB. So let's begin. First question. Which of the following diseases are transmitted by Aedes aegypti mosquitoes? Chikungunya virus, dengue, malaria, Zika virus. Choose the correct answer using the code given below. 1, 3, and 4, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 4. All of the above. So, except malaria, chikungunya virus, dengue, and Zika virus. These 3 diseases were transmitted by Aedes aegypti mosquitoes, whereas malaria is transmitted by female Anopheles mosquito, not Aedes aegypti. So, so if we eliminate third option, we are left with 1, 2, and 4. So option C is the right answer. So the chikungunya virus, dengue, and chikungunya virus, dengue, and Zika virus are transmitted by Aedes aegypti mosquitoes, whereas malaria is transmitted by female Anopheles mosquito. We have asked this question with reference to a news article in the Hindu. Recently, world's first vaccine for chikungunya was approved by Food and Drug Administration in the United States of America. So what are vector-borne diseases? So the vector-borne diseases are the diseases which are transmitted by the bite of infected arthropod species such as insects such as mosquitoes, ticks, sandflies, bugs, black flies. So some of the examples of the vector-borne diseases were chikungunya virus, dengue, Zika virus, and malaria. So all these were the examples of vector-borne diseases. So chikungunya is a mosquito-borne viral disease which is transmitted to people through the bite of infected Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus mosquitoes. So the Food and Drug Administration has in the United States of America has approved the world's first vaccine for chikungunya, and it has been developed by European vaccine manufacturer Valneva and will be available under the brand name of Ixchiq. It has been approved for administration in the people who are 18 years or older and are at increased risk of exposure to the virus. Next, dengue. Dengue is also a viral disease that is transmitted by Aedes mosquitoes, and there is no specific treatment for dengue. Dengue virus is found in tropical and subtropical climates. Next, Zika virus. It is also transmitted primarily by Aedes mosquito. So the Zika virus infection has serious complications on the pregnant woman and the infants. So infants may born with microcephaly and other congenital malformations such as known as congenital Zika syndrome. And it will also, the Zika virus infection may also cause some other pregnancy complications including preterm birth and miscarriage. Next, malaria. Malaria is neither a viral disease nor a bacterial disease, but it is a parasitic infection caused by Plasmodium parasites, which is spread to people through the bites of infected female Anopheles mosquito. 4 kinds of malaria parasites that infect humans are Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium ovale, Plasmodium malariae. So this malaria is commonly found in tropical areas where climate is hot and humid. Moving forward, next question. Global Plastics Outlook Policy Scenarios to 2060 report is released by which of the following organization? International Union for Conservation of Nature, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, World Meteorological Organization, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. So the correct answer is option B, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. So OECD has recently released this particular report, that is Global Plastics Outlook Policy Scenarios to 2060 report. Some of the key findings of the report were, so this report is about plastic pollution. So the report states that If the present trend of plastic pollution persists, global plastic production will triple and will exceed 1 billion tons by the year 2060. And the globally plastic leakage to the environment might get doubled, and the share of plastic waste that is successfully recycled is projected to rise 17% in 2060 from 9% in 2019. So, so this share of plastic waste presently it was recycled at the rate of 9%, and it would rise to 17% in 2060. Next question, consider the following statements. Fentanyl is an opioid used for pain relief. Fentanyl is more potent than morphine as a pain reliever. India is the biggest supplier of fentanyl to the United States. How many of the above statements is or are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none of the above. So if you look at statement 1, the statement is correct because fentanyl is a pain reducing medication, is an opioid used for pain relief. Statement 1 is correct. Coming to second statement, fentanyl is more potent than morphine as a pain reliever. Yes, fentanyl is 100 times more potent than morphine. Because what do you mean by this potency, first of all? So when compared to morphine, a small amount of fentanyl is enough to produce the same effect as the morphine. So smaller the amount of substance required to produce certain effect, the more potent it is. So fentanyl is more potent than morphine. Second option is correct. Coming to third statement, India is the biggest supplier of fentanyl to the United States. This statement is incorrect. It is not India, it is China. China is the biggest supplier of fentanyl to the United States. How many of the above statements is or are correct? Only two of the above statements were correct. Option B is the correct answer. So with increasing military and economic tensions between US and China, they have cut off their military connections with each other. But during the recent summit, these two countries have restored their military communications, and even China has agreed that it would crack down on the production of the ingredients of fentanyl, which is responsible for deadly epidemic of opioid abuse in the United States of America. So in this context, we would be studying about fentanyl. So fentanyl is one of a class of many drugs known as opioids, which is used for pain relief. But this same fentanyl can also be addictive. So the fentanyl differs from other familiar opioids because of its potency. Potency refers to the amount of a substance needed to produce a certain effect. Fentanyl is 100 times more potent than morphine. We have discussed this earlier. So that means if 10 mg of morphine is needed to produce a pain relief, only 0.1 mg of fentanyl is needed to produce the same effect. This shows that fentanyl is more potent than morphine. Usually this fentanyl is used in routine medical procedures and it is administered by trained professionals. But this same fentanyl can be dangerous if it was given overdose. So China was the number one supplier of fentanyl to the United States. How? It is illegally smuggled to the United States from the Mexico. The China will be supplying the active pharmaceutical ingredients to make this fentanyl to the Mexico, and Mexico will illegally smuggle it to the United States of America. So China has become one of the supplier of active pharmaceutical ingredients of the fentanyl to United States of India. So China has promised that it would crack down on the production of the active pharmaceutical ingredients of fentanyl, which has caused severe menace in United States of America. Next question, SAT-E project, sometimes seen in news, is an initiative of which of the following organization? Indian Council for Cultural Relations, Niti Aayog, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, Indian Space Research Organization. So the correct answer is Niti Aayog. Recently, Niti Aayog has released a report on Sathi project. The Sathi name denotes that sustainable action for transforming human capital in education. That is sustainable action for transforming human capital in education. Under Project Sathi, it will identify and build 3 role model states for the school education sector. This was launched in the year 2017. So under this, it has selected 3 states. They were Jharkhand, Odisha, and Madhya Pradesh. So during the first phase, which was completed in March 2020, it has made significant impact in learning enhancement programs, governance reforms, teacher training, recruitment, school consolidation, IT-enabled monitoring of schools, coaching of academic coordinators, and some among others. And based on the request received from all the 3 state governments, the second phase of the project, Sathi 2.0, was also being commenced by the Niti Aayog for 2 years from October 2020. Next question. Indrajit Gupta Committee is related to police reforms in India, state funding of elections, agricultural policy recommendations, industrial reforms. The correct answer is state funding of elections. Indrajit Gupta Committee is related to state funding of elections. We have asked this question with reference to a news article in the opinion page of the Hindu, where there is a discussion whether elections should be state funded or not. In this context, it has mentioned about Indrajit Gupta Committee. It has supported the state funding of elections because the state funding would ensure a level playing field for the poorer political parties, and argued that such a move would be in a public interest. It is also recommended that state funds should only be given to recognized national and state parties. And the state funding is viable only if parties are internally democratized and are transparent in their transparent in their financial affairs, such as ensuring that parties and candidates do not accept money from other sources except the state funding. It is also recommended that funding should be given in the form of free facilities. That is, for example, kind of free transport, only in kind but not in cash. So these are the recommendations of the Indrajit Gupta Committee regarding state funding of elections. By this, we are concluding this session. I hope this session was helpful. Thank you.